Welcome to the Sindhi Film Festival. Oh my god, what a month it has been. I hope you've enjoyed the Partition series that we have shot and edited and posted on the Sindhi Film Festival channel. I hope you liked the selection of the people that we did. It was very tough because there are many people who are doing amazing job. Choosing 7 of them was difficult. Please do watch the series if you haven't already and leave us your feedback in the comment section below. Continuing with our monthly tradition, today we are going to talk about this book called Freedom and Fishers. It is one of my personal favorite books since many years now. It is an anthology of Sindhi poetry translated into English. I cannot rave enough about this book. Firstly, we chose this book for August's Let's Talk Sindhi book series because we had dedicated the month of August to a partition special series that we did. Continuing with the theme of partition, I wanted to talk about a book that sort of defies borders and brings together works of people across the borders and just makes it look like one, So I chose this book. And secondly, this book is unfortunately not available to purchase anymore. It has gone out of print, so it is one of those rare books. If you get your hands on it, you're very lucky. Most of the libraries have it. Most of the big university libraries have it. I am very lucky and I'm super grateful to Menka Shivdasani and Anju Makhija. Both of them are the translators of the book. They both were super kind to send me a copy of this book, and I'm really thankful to them for doing that. Now let's begin with the book. I feel this book is very important because it started talking about partition when it was not that cool to talk about partition, or when partition's impact was not being talked about on the Sindhi community. This book was published 20 years ago and partition talks are happening now. So I really like this book for the many things that it did. One of them being coming out at a time when partition was still not being talked about, especially with regards to Sindhi studies, with the impact of partition on the Sindhi people. This is how the book looks like. It's titled Freedom and Fishers, an anthology of Sindhi partition poetry. It's translated from the Sindhi original by Anju Makhija and Menka Shivdasani with Arjun Shad Mirchandani. The book was published by the Sahitya Academy in the year 1998 and it was priced at Rs 45. The book is beautifully structured. It begins with a foreword and a translator's note. Then there are 37 poems in it. And it ends with a glossary, notes, and a little bit about each of the poet that they have selected. So the notes on the poets. This book video is about a book that contains a lot of poems, and I possibly cannot end the video without reading some poems. I'll do that a little bit later. First, I want to talk about the foreword. The foreword is written by Arjun Shad Mirchandani. Arjun Shad Mirchandani was the recipient of the first PhD in Sindhi in the University of Bombay for a thesis on the Sindhi Ghazal. His collection of poems titled Andho Dhuo, Blind Smoke, won the Sahitya Academy Award in 1983. He had won many more awards. He was also the co-editor of the very prestigious literary magazine Kunj. Now, talking about the two translators of this book, to just say one line, Menka Shivdasani and Anju Makhija are these brilliant, phenomenal women who've done a lot of work for Sindhi literature in English language. Both of them are poets. Talking about Menka first, Menka Shivdasani has been an Indian poet. She has been writing in English a lot. In 1986, she helped set up the Poetry Circle in Bombay. She continues to organize poetry festivals at Kitab Khana, and she has also worked with Sahapedia. Anju Makhija's career has also been very phenomenal. She's been a poet, a freelance writer, and also a playwright. She's also written one of the very beautiful books, I still haven't got my hands on it, titled Seeking the Beloved, along with the famous Sindhi poet Hari Dilgir. So together they wrote this book, and I'm planning to meet both of these women soon. I'm hoping to bring those two women on this channel and introduce you guys to them. Now, jumping into the book, the foreword is written by Arjun Shad Mirchandani. The foreword and the translator's notes, both are beautiful. I wish I could read out the entire text of both of those. I can't. Just a couple things from the foreword. So Arjun Shad has written that the ethos and atmosphere, idioms, similes and metaphors are entirely native in character as also the form. He's talking about the Sindhi poetry. The important thing to be noted is that the roots of Sindhi classical poets were firmly laid in the soil of Sindh, and their imagery and expression were typically Sindhi. They wrote in the form of doha, which in Sindhi is termed as dohiro. I really liked it because as an ardent poetry lover, I quite enjoy getting to know the nitty-gritties of the Sindhi poetry. Now on page 13 of the foreword, he's writing that nostalgia is not only a bond of remembrance with physical surroundings and social cohesion, but also one's close association with political clout, which we have missed forever as a community. It was very interesting for me to see that he's talking about how engaged Sindhis were in the political situation in Sindh. In pre-partition Sindh, we had our own distinct position and were an integral part of the political process, influencing the formation of government and being a part of it. In terms of numbers, we, the affected people, enjoyed around 26% of total political power. Government power was embedded in the psyche of a Sindhi in Sindh. If he is deprived of that inborn and intimate relationship, he is reduced to a political destitution. Such powerful words. In translation, both the women talk to us about the process of how they selected the poems, what they went through, how difficult it was to stick to word translation versus getting the essence of the words and translating them so that they seem okay in an English meter and rhyme scheme, versus how they were written in Sindhi, how they were ghazals, how they were dohira, and the challenges that they went through, how some of the poems are lost, how there are no copyrights. I really enjoyed reading the translator's notes. Now coming to my favorite part of this video, I'm going to read out a few poems. This one is from Blind Smoke, a poem written by Arjun Shad. It's a long poem. I'm just going to read a couple paragraphs from it. One of them is, every part of me is alive, except my face. I strive to give shape to my tattered tongue. The voice, broken, does not reach the ear. It stands questioning before my eyes, wrathfully. I prop myself on counterfeit words, but for how long can such a voice be heard? So this really shows the dichotomy of losing one's language when you move to another country. I could just feel his pain in the poem. I continue. Nationhood springs from one's home. How can I claim ownership in a sublet house? Now the next one is titled My Native Land by a poet called Khyaldas Funny. Again, this is 7 paragraphs. I'm not going to read all 7. I'm reading the 4th paragraph where it is questioning a lot of things. Where is the lilting music of my people? Where are the chung, gharo and yaktaro? Where are the wells, those rivulets? Where is the refuge of gardens? Where are the cucumbers, melon trees? Where are the watermelon sheds? I like how he's questioning everything because, of course, the place where he has shifted is very unfamiliar and he's thinking of the places that were familiar to him. His next paragraph is, helpless I left you, my friend, my motherland. Left the pure beauty, embraced artifice. Alas, no hand of friendship reached out. From a garden, you grew into a thorn. Why did you not pull the hem of my kurta back? So, just wanting to stay back, wishing the partition didn't happen, all those sentiments are coming across. Now, one of my most favorite poems, actually 2 of them, both of them are by Sindhi women. This one is titled A Homeless Sindhi Woman by Popati Hiranandani. This poem gives me goosebumps, oh God. In Akbar the Great's Darbar, Anarkali, queen of beauty, reigned. Yet, even she was buried alive. Delhi, India's pride, and I, inheritor of the marvels of Indus architecture. Yet, even I have been buried alive, homeless in history's graveyard. Now, the next poem is titled My Sindhari. It is written by Vimi Sadarangani, and I found out from the notes in the book that she had written this poem when she was in her 20s. It's a beautiful poem. Sindhari. So, Sindhari is a term of endearment. It's addressing Sindh lovingly. Sindhari, I want to come to you. I want to come to you. It's true, I've never known your lap, never talked in Sadhvelo's arms, never heard Kanwar's lullabies. Yet, Sindhari, I'm restless to meet you. I'm restless to meet you. Why does your name conjure Sindhu even in the eyes of stone? I have not seen you, but then neither have I seen God. Shah, Sachal, Sami have become my pen friends across centuries. Tell me, if I write to you, will you bother to reply? Ask me to meet you. Tell me, oh my Sindhari, tell me, oh my Sindhari. I really like how this poem is just connecting with the modern times, feeling like, it's someone writing a letter to a friend and you're hoping a reply. I hope you liked the poems that I chose for you and read out to you. As usual, if you think this book is for you, I feel bad that I cannot suggest you where to buy it from, but please do let us know in the comments below. I will request the translators to help you out with a copy if you need it. Also, if you have read this book, please do let me know in the comments below. If there are any other poems that you've read, do let me know in the comments below. I'm an ardent poetry lover and I loved this book. This is one of the important books that I have put on top of the reading list. I have been collecting books. I've been making a reading list for partition studies, for the Sindhi aspect, and also for the Sindhi studies in general. Because I have been a teacher and a lecturer in a university in London, I have been enjoying the process of seeing how the Sindhi literature has shaped up in English language at an academic level. If you are associated with any university and if you would like me to deliver a talk about Sindhi studies, please do reach out to me. All the contact details are in the description box below. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the Sindhi Film Festival, and do share this video with your friends. Oh, do not forget to ring the notification bell. That's very important. Thanks for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.